Hello and welcome back to Horoscope TV. I have to say, I've been looking forward to this specific session literally all week.
Oh, I know you have. It's a big one.
It really is. We're sitting down today to map out the future, specifically turning our lens to March 2026.
And it is an incredibly complex month in the astrological calendar.
Back on.
There's just a lot of noise in the signal this month.
Yeah, and we are focusing that lens entirely on the sign of the bull. That's right. Today is all about Taurus.
The steadfast Taurus.
Exactly. So if you are a Taurus, or, if you have a Taurus in your life who you are trying to understand, or maybe just survive, you are absolutely in the right place.
We have a massive amount of astrological data to analyze today. We're looking at planetary movements involving Mars, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn,
The hitters.
all the heavy hitters. And they are interacting with the Taurus energy in ways that are, frankly, a little contradictory. It's not a straightforward month.
No, it's not. I was looking at the transits you sent over before we started recording, and I have to be honest with you, it looks a little, well, bipolar is the wrong word, but it feels like a month of two completely distinct halves.
It's a split month. That's actually a very astute observation.
It's like watching a movie where the genre just completely changes halfway through.
Right. You think you're in a rom-com and suddenly it's a psychological thriller.
Exactly. We start with this massive surge of social connection, which feels very un-Taurus in some ways.
It does.
And then we end with this powerful, quiet homecoming. It's a real journey. So our mission today is to analyze these movements and extract the specific guidance you need to navigate love, career, health.
Without getting whiplash.
Yes, without getting whiplash.
Nice to meet you.
Because nobody likes that.
Right. We need to move beyond just reporting, Mars is here or Venus is there. We really need to analyze the mechanics.
Why behind the what?
Exactly. Because March 2026 is going to ask you to balance extreme public collaboration with some very necessary, almost non-negotiable private restoration.
Okay, let's unpack this. I want to start with the big picture before we get into the daily transits.
Sure.
Give us the lay of the land. When you look at the architecture of March 2026 for Tauruses, what are the main pillars holding this thing up?
Well, if you look at the timeline, there are three major structural shifts. First, right out of gate on March 2nd, we have Mars moving into Pisces.
Which is a huge vibe shift.
It is a massive elemental shift. Then we have the mid-month pivot around March 20th. That is a very busy, very chaotic day energetically. Mercury goes direct, and simultaneously the sun enters Aries.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it changes the lighting in the room completely.
It's like someone dimmed the lights and just put on a completely different soundtrack.
That's a great way to put it. And then we have the grand finale on March 30th. Venus, the planet of love and beauty, enters Taurus.
Which is basically the astrological equivalent of coming home, taking off your tight shoes, unbuttoning your pants, and sitting in your favorite chair with a glass of wine.
Precisely. It is the moment of maximum power and comfort for Taurus. But, and this is really the crux of the whole analysis, you have to survive the rest of the month to actually enjoy that moment.
You got to earn the wine.
You have to earn the wine.
Okay, let's dive into section 1. The general forecast and this so-called social energy. You mentioned Mars moves into Pisces on March 2nd. Now, I have to stop you there.
Okay.
Usually, when I think of Taurus, I think, practical, steady, earthbound. I think of a rock. I do not necessarily think social butterfly or emotional merging.
That is the stereotype, yes. And usually it holds true. Taurus likes its boundaries. But we have to look at the chemistry here. Mars is the planet of action.
Right.
It's the engine. It's drive, motivation, aggression.
It's the gas pedal.
It's the gas pedal. Now, imagine taking that gas pedal and putting it into Pisces. Pisces is a water sign. It is mutable.
Fluid.
Very fluid. It is known for empathy, connection, intuition.
So you're putting a gas pedal underwater. That sounds like it wouldn't work at all.
It works, but it works differently. It creates a propulsion system that isn't about rigid, straight-line progress. It's about flow. When Mars is in Pisces for a Taurus, it dissolves those rigid boundaries that Taurus usually loves to build.
So the fences come down.
The fence is completely dissolved. Usually a Taurus says, this is my lawn, that is your lawn, stay off my lawn.
Right, very territorial.
Exactly. But Mars in Pisces says, we are all just one big lawn. It creates a genuine, almost biological desire to merge with the community.
That is fascinating. So if you're a Taurus listening to this and you wake up on, say, March 3rd and suddenly feel this urge to join a club or a kickball team or just be around people in a way that usually annoys you, that's not you losing your mind.
No, that is the transit. That is Mars in Pisces doing its work. And it's a wonderful time to network. And I want to be very clear about the type of networking here.
Okay, what kind?
This isn't transactional. It's not, here's my business card. What can you do for me?
Right, it's not a stiff LinkedIn mixer.
No, not at all. It's much deeper. People are actually drawn to Taurus right now because the world feels chaotic. They are looking for that steady nature that Taurus provides.
They want the rock.
They want the rock in the stream. They want sensible advice. And with Mars in Pisces, you are motivated to be that rock. You actually want to help people.
I really like that distinction. It's not networking for personal gain. It's networking for connection. It's almost service-oriented.
Correct. So the key takeaway for the listener here is do not go it alone in early March. Yes, the universe is practically shouting at you to collaborate. If you try to be the lone wolf right now, if you try to lock yourself in your room and work, you are swimming upstream. You will feel incredibly drained. The energy comes from the group.
Okay, so we're being social, we're hugging our friends, we're feeling the collective vibe, but then we hit the wall. March 20th. You called this the mid-month pivot.
Yes, this is where the plot twists. Two significant things happen here. First, let's get the good news out of the way.
Please.
Mercury goes direct.
Hallelujah. I feel like we spent half our lives complaining about Mercury retrograde.
It certainly feels that way. For the weeks leading up to March 20th, there may have been crossed wires, misunderstood texts, emails that went to spam.
Just the usual technological and communication fog.
Exactly.
So up until the 20th, maybe double check who you're sending that spicy text to.
Absolutely double check. But on March 20th, that fog lifts. Clarity returns to communication. If you have been struggling to articulate a point, or if you feel like you've been consistently misunderstood by your partner or your boss,
This is the moment where speech becomes fluid again.
yes, it becomes much easier to speak your mind.
So if you've been holding back a difficult conversation because you were afraid it would come out wrong, March 20th is the green light.
It is the green light for expression, but, and here's the massive contradiction we talked about earlier, just as your ability to communicate outwardly becomes clear, the solar energy shifts inward.
Because on that same day, the sun enters Aries.
Correct.
Okay, remind us. Aries is a sign right before Taurus in the zodiac wheel.
Right. So if you visualize the astrological chart, when the sun is in Aries, it is lighting up the 12th house for Taurus.
The 12th house, that's the spooky house, isn't it?
It's the house of the subconscious. It's the house of hidden matters, dreams, institutions, and rest. It is the behind-the-scenes room.
It is the closet where you store everything you don't want guests to see.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
So wait, Mercury is saying, speak up, be clear. But the sun is saying, go hide in the closet.
In a way, yes. It creates a real tension. Mercury clears the logistical jams so you can speak. But the sun is telling your internal battery, okay, your birthday season is coming up next month. You are running on empty. You need to recharge.
It's the deep breath before the plunge.
Exactly. It's a period for intense inner reflection. The analysis suggests that you should use that clear Mercury communication to set boundaries.
Oh, I see. Use your voice to say, I need space.
Brilliant. Yes, that is the synthesis. It's about quality over quantity right now. If you ignore this request for solitude, if you keep trying to keep up that Mars and Pisces social pace from the beginning of the month,
You're going to crash.
you risk severe burnout. You will crash right before your actual season begins.
Got it. So clear up the confusion, speak your truth, but then retreat to your cave and lock the door.
Yes.
Which leads us to what sounds like the ultimate reward. March 30th. Venus comes home.
This is the headline event of the month. Venus rules Taurus.
Right, the ruling planet.
And it is the planet of love, beauty, money, and values. When Venus is in Taurus, it is functioning at absolute maximum capacity. We call this being in domicile.
I love that word domicile. It sounds so permanent. It's not just visiting a hotel, it lives there.
It's like playing a home game in sports. You know the field, you know the bumps in the turf, the fans are chanting your name, you don't have to translate your energy because the environment is your energy.
So for the listener, how does that actually feel in their day-to-day life? Is it just, oh, I look good today?
It's so much deeper than that. It manifests as a profound sense of somatic comfort. You feel totally, completely in your element.
Just comfortable in your own skin.
Exactly. There's a radiance that comes with this. Natural beauty just seems to shine a little brighter. You know those days where your hair just cooperates and your skin looks great and you just feel Magnetic.
The main character energy days.
That is Venus in Taurus. It restores peace to daily life. If the early month was busy with people and the mid-month was a bit introspective and maybe a little lonely, the end of the month is just pure happiness.
Confidence spikes.
Yes, and because of that confidence, you attract positive connections effortlessly. You aren't straining for them anymore.
That sounds like a perfect reward for getting through the rest of the month. Okay, let's pivot to something that I know everyone wants to hear about because it's usually the first thing people check their forecasts for.
Love and romance.
Love and romance.
It is a very interesting, slightly secretive month for romance for Taurus.
It seems like it follows a similar pattern to the general forecast. Starts a bit quiet, maybe confusing, and explodes at the end. But there's a specific transit on March 6th. Venus enters Aries.
Yes. Now, remember what we just discussed about the sun in Aries lighting up the 12th house?
Right, the house of secrets. The
It's-
closet.
Well, on March 6th, Venus, the planet of love, walks right into that closet.
Oh, myself. Well, what does that look like? Are we talking a secret affair? A scandal?
It can be. I mean, historically, Venus in the 12th house can indicate clandestine relationships. But for most people, it's less scandalous and more psychological. It's what we call a secret garden phase.
The secret garden. I really like that image.
You might feel a strong desire to keep your romantic feelings private. You aren't shouting your love from the rooftops right now. You're whispering it in the dark.
It's like you want to protect a relationship from the noise of the outside world.
Precisely. It's a preference for quiet, alone time with a partner, away from the busy world.
So no big group dates?
No group dates. And if you are dating someone new, you might not be ready to introduce them to your friends yet.
Not because you're ashamed of them.
No, that's a different aspect entirely. It's because you want to nurture the connection in a sanctuary first. You want to see if the seed grows before you show everyone the flower.
You're focusing on deep soul connections rather than loud public displays of affection.
Deep soul connections is the absolute key phrase here. This placement is very spiritual. It's about the unspoken bond, the telepathic bond between two people.
But of course, this is astrology, so nothing is ever purely easy or simple. We have a complication mid-month. March 18th, Venus squares Jupiter.
This is the primary tension point of the month.
When I hear square in astrology, I immediately think friction. I think two things banging into each other.
A square is a 90-degree angle in the chart. It creates a corner, it forces action. And here we have Venus love squaring off against Jupiter.
Now, Jupiter is the planet of expansion, luck, and excess. Usually people think Jupiter is basically Santa Claus. Why is it bad if Santa Claus fights with love?
Because Jupiter expands everything, even the delusions.
Oh.
When it squares Venus in this hidden 12th house sector, it leads to what we call the illusion trap.
Too much of a good thing.
It creates a massive inflation of feeling. You might look at a partner, or even a potential partner you literally just met, and see a flawless god or goddess.
You are wearing rose-colored glasses, but the lenses are 10 inches thick.
Exactly. You are seeing what you want to see, not what is actually there. You ignore the obvious red flags waving right in front of your face because the feeling is so intoxicating.
So the danger is what? Giving too much, getting hurt.
The danger is over-idealization and a complete lack of boundaries. You might pour everything you have into someone else, assuming they are doing the exact same thing.
You project your own generosity onto them.
But in reality, the reciprocity might not be there at all.
That is a painful lesson to learn. So what is the specific guidance for the listener on March 18th? How do they avoid this illusion trap?
Stay grounded.
Yeah.
Literally, look at the cold, hard facts. Write them down on a piece of paper if you have to.
And make a list.
Yes. Ask yourself, am I receiving as much care as I am giving? Or am I just completely in love with the idea of this person?
And if the answer is the latter?
Step back. Do not make any big promises on the 18th. Don't move in together. Don't propose. Just wait.
Good advice. Because if they can navigate that, if they can avoid the illusion trap, we get to the glow-up on March 30th.
We are back to Venus entering Taurus. From a romantic perspective, this is the jackpot.
The notes here say the romantic energy improves massively.
It does. It's a night and day difference from the 18th. When Venus is in your sign, you become incredibly magnetic.
We used that word before, magnetic. It really implies you don't have to chase anything. The metal just comes to the magnet.
You don't have to chase it all. That is the whole point of Taurus energy at its absolute best. It sits on the throne and waits.
So for singles,
For singles, this is the time to just exist and let people come to you. You are incredibly attractive during this transit because you are so comfortable in your own skin.
There's nothing sexier than authentic confidence.
And Venus in Taurus provides that in spades. Drawing partners becomes effortless.
And what about for couples? People already in a relationship.
A renewed sense of romance, but specifically physical touch. Taurus is the most tactile sign in the zodiac.
So less talking, more touching.
Yes. This isn't about writing long, poetic love letters. It's about holding hands, cuddling, massage, sharing a really good meal, a mutual exchange of spoiling and affection.
So the big takeaway here is, if the middle of the month feels rocky, confusing, or full of illusions, just hold out for the 30th.
Hold the line. Do not text your ex on the 18th. Wait for the 30th. The cavalry is coming, and it's bringing flowers and high-quality chocolate.
I love it. Okay, let's switch gears. We've talked love, let's talk business, work, and career trajectory.
This is a very strong month for career. But again, it requires a very specific strategy. You can't just brute force your way through it.
It starts with public recognition on March 14th. The moon enters Aquarius,
Right. Aquarius rules the 10th house for Taurus.
and the 10th house is the top of the chart.
It is the apex. It's career, reputation, legacy, and your public standing. When the moon is there, it brings a strong emotional connection to your professional life.
So you suddenly care a lot more.
You care deeply about how you are perceived by the public or your superiors. But remember, Aquarius is an air sign. It's intellectual, innovative, and highly collective.
The date he here mentions, this is a specific day to show bosses you care about team success.
Yes. Because Aquarius is not about the individual ego. It's not about standing up and saying, look how great I am. It's about saying, look how great the system is, and here's how I can make it better.
So if I walk into my boss's office on the 14th and just demand a raise because I think I'm awesome, I might lose.
You probably won't get the reaction you want. But if you walk in and say, I have an idea that will make this whole department run more efficiently, you are speaking the exact language of the transit.
So the action item is to share innovative ideas.
Absolutely. The reception will be exceptionally good for weird, out-of-the-box ideas. If you have a strategy that you've been sitting on because you thought it was just too radical for your company, March 14th is the day to pitch it.
Good to know. Moving on to March 19th, we have a new moon in Pisces.
New moons are always about fresh starts. It's the dark of the moon. It's the optimal time to plant seeds.
And since this is Pisces, we're linking all the way back to that social energy we talked about at the beginning of the show.
Correct. This is the new beginnings and networking phase. This is the perfect time to launch a team project.
Or join a group.
Exactly. If you've been thinking about joining a professional organization, a guild, a union, some sort of networking group, do it on the 19th.
The strategy here seems to be, success this month comes from collaboration, not isolation.
Seeds planted now grow into supportive relationships later. That's the key. You aren't just building a cold contact list. You are building a genuine support system. You are building the safety net that is going to catch you later in the year.
But then we have to pay the piper. March 25th. The heavy lift.
Yes. This is unequivocally the hardest day of the month for work. The sun meets Saturn.
Saturn is the taskmaster, the strict principle of the zodiac.
He is the lord of karma and time. And when the sun shines a spotlight on Saturn, it highlights responsibilities, limitations, and duties.
You can't hide from it.
You can't. But for Taurus, remember, this is happening in that hidden private 12th house we talked about.
So this isn't a public performance review. Your boss isn't yelling at you in front of everyone.
No, this is the weight of hidden responsibilities. The vibe is serious, disciplined, austere, and maybe even a little heavy or depressive.
It sounds like grunt work.
It is exactly grunt work. It's the late nights finishing the massive spreadsheet that no one will ever actually look at, but is essential for the company to function.
The unglamorous stuff.
It's cleaning out the digital files that have been cluttered for 3 years. It's finally wrapping up those long-term projects that are just dragging on and sucking your soul.
Why is this so important? Why not just blow it off, call in sick, and go to happy hour?
Because Saturn rewards discipline and heavily punishes avoidance. If you blow it off, Saturn has a really nasty habit of coming back with a penalty fee later.
So do the work now.
The advice here is to use this heavy energy to clear the decks. You are preparing for your future success. You simply cannot step into the light of your birthday season next month if you are dragging a massive bag of unfinished tasks behind you.
So March 25th,
Ugh.
put your head down, Turn off the phone, lock the door, and get it done.
Exactly. Eat the frog. Do the thing you hate doing most. You will feel remarkably lighter the next day.
Okay, let's talk about the resources we get for all this hard work. Money and finance forecast.
Money is always a major topic for Taurus. It's an earth sign. You naturally appreciate stability, security, and let's be honest, luxury.
We have a financial audit on March 9th. The moon enters Sagittarius.
Sagittarius rules the 8th house for Taurus.
And what is the 8th house?
The 8th house is the sector of other people's money. Shared resources, loans, investments, debts, spousal income taxes.
So this isn't about your weekly paycheck. It's about the broader financial picture.
Yes. It's not a day for spending at the mall. It's a day for reviewing. Look at the credit card statements. Look at the interest rates on your loans.
This is honey, we need to talk about the subscription services conversation.
It is exactly that conversation. Or calling the bank to refinance. The goal here is balance. You need to ensure the big picture is stable so you don't have nasty surprises later.
Because Sagittarius is all about the truth.
Right. Sagittarius seeks truth, so you need to be brutally honest with yourself about your debt.
But then, just 2 days later, on March 11th, we get what I'm calling the green light. Jupiter goes direct.
This is excellent news. Jupiter is luck. Jupiter is expansion and growth. It has been retrograde for a while, perhaps stalling some growth or delaying payments.
Making things feel stuck.
Exactly. But on March 11th, it wakes up and starts moving forward again.
And where is this happening for Taurus?
It directly affects local business ideas and communication.
Oh, so if you have a side hustle.
This is the moment. If you have been waiting to launch a side hustle, or maybe negotiate a better rate for your freelance work, the universe is giving you the absolute green light.
Words attract income. I have that written down here.
That's the phrase to remember. Your ability to sell yourself, to communicate your innate value, is incredibly heightened.
So if I send a pitch email on March 11th,
It lands completely differently than if you sent it on March 1st. The energy is pushing your words forward and making them profitable.
I really like that. And then we have a shift in how we actually handle that money at the end of the month.
Yes. On March 23rd, the moon enters Gemini, which rules personal income for Taurus, the second house.
So the focus shifts from shared money and debts to cash in hand.
Right. The motivation to earn actual cash and build your savings is very high. You want to see the bank balance tick upward. You might pick up extra shifts or take on an extra client, but
That's always a but.
March 30th, Venus enters Taurus.
We've already established that this makes us feel beautiful and confident, but Venus also really loves luxury.
She does. And when she's in Taurus, she wants high thread count, she wants gourmet meals, she wants fine art, she wants to be surrounded by tangible beauty.
So the urge to splurge is high.
There is a strong, visceral desire to buy beautiful things. And look, you will feel secure because of the hard work you did earlier in the month, but the guidance is treat yourself wisely.
Buy the thing that lasts, not the impulse buy.
Quality over quantity. Very Taurus.
Always. Buy the leather boots that are going to last 10 years, not the cheap sneakers that fall apart in 3 months.
Exactly. Invest in your comfort.
All right, let's check in on the body and mind. Section 5, health and wellness.
This is a critical section because we have an eclipse involved early on, and eclipses are not to be trifled with.
March 3rd, a lunar eclipse.
Eclipses are wild cards in astrology. They bring high-intensity, unpredictable energy. It's like a massive power surge in the electrical grid.
And how does that affect the body?
This one brings intense emotional energy that can very easily manifest physically as stress or anxiety.
And for Taurus, stress often goes straight to the stomach, right?
It does. While Taurus rules the throat and neck anatomically, acts of acute stress often hit their digestion. The astrological data specifically warns about delicate digestion around the 3rd.
So on March 3rd, maybe skip the extra spicy food.
Skip the spicy food, skip the heavy, rich meals, and do not let minor worries fester. The strategy is to find healthy ways to release tension immediately.
So process it as it happens.
Yes. Do not hold it in the physical body. If you feel anxious, move. Breathe. Do not bottle it up, or your body will literally stage a protest.
Speaking of moving, we have a healing through movement theme starting March 2nd with Mars in Pisces.
We talked about this regarding the social life, but physically, Mars in Pisces suggests fluid movement. Mars is action. Pisces is water.
So swimming.
Swimming is absolutely perfect. Water aerobics, even just taking a long, hot bath, anything that supports the body weight rather than pounding it.
So this isn't the month for high-impact CrossFit, jumping on boxes and flipping tires.
You can, but your body is really craving flow right now. And because of the social aspect we discussed earlier, group fitness is huge here.
So instead of running alone on the treadmill with your headphones in, go to a Zumba class.
Yes. Go to a class. It soothes the muscles and calms the busy mind. When you are in a group laughing and moving to music, exercise stops feeling like a chore.
It becomes play.
And that is exactly what Taurus needs early in the month to burn off that nervous Mars energy.
But then, as we hit that mid-month pivot, March 20th and 25th, the physical needs completely change.
Drastically. When the sun enters Aries on March 20th and then joins Saturn on March 25th, the physical energy just drops. It gets very heavy.
The specific warning here is the need for deep rest.
This is a massive red flag zone for energy levels. On March 25th specifically, with that Saturn conjunction, you must take feelings of exhaustion seriously.
This is not just laziness.
This is not laziness at all. This is your biological battery blinking red.
So this isn't the time to, push through the pain and drink 3 energy drinks.
Absolutely not. If you ignore the body's signals now, you will pay for it later with a cold or complete burnout. The Sun-Saturn conjunction demands sleep. It demands stepping away from screens for your mental health.
The notes say, prioritize sleep to keep mind and body aligned. It sounds like you were giving us all permission to nap.
It is a cosmic prescription to nap. It is a medical necessity this month. Do some gentle stretching, meditation, yin yoga. Keep it very low impact. Just let the body repair itself in the dark.
Okay, I'm definitely taking notes on that. Now, for my favorite part of the show, the astrological cheat sheet. This is where we break down the raw data.
Rapid fire stats. Let's do it.
Let's start with the lucky elements. Color of the month.
Green. But not just any green. Specifically, hex code, #000800.
Okay, for those who don't speak hex code, that is a classic, deep, rich forest green.
It's the color of chlorophyll, it's
Ah.
the color of thriving nature, and importantly, it's the color of money in many cultures.
Very Taurus.
Very. It resonates with the heart chakra. It grounds you.
So wear it, visualize it, maybe buy a new plant for your desk.
Surround yourself with it as much as possible.
What about the best dates to circle on the calendar?
March 2nd, for that social start, that's the day to join the team or the group. March 11th for money luck when Jupiter goes direct. That's the day to ask for the raise or send the pitch.
And the 30th.
March 30th for the Venus homecoming. That is hands down the best day of the month for romance and just generally being alive.
Love it. And the lucky numbers?
We have 2, 8, 16, 21, 35, and 44.
Play them as you see fit. Now let's talk compatibility analysis. Who are we vibing with this month, and who are we actively avoiding?
Best match for March 2026 is Cancer.
The crab. Why them?
It's the classic water and earth mix. Remember Mars and Pisces?
The water energy.
Right. That water energy Taurus is feeling deeply resonates with Cancer. Cancer understands the emotional fluidity Taurus is experiencing early in the month.
It says here they find a beautiful harmony.
They do. Cancer supports Taurus's practical goals, especially during that stressful lunar eclipse on March 3rd. Cancer is naturally nurturing. They will literally make you soup when your stomach hurts from stress.
That's the dream.
And when Jupiter goes direct, Cancer is the kind of partner or friend who genuinely celebrates your success without any jealousy.
And what happens when Venus enters Taurus at the end of the month?
Cancer provides the deep affection that Taurus craves. Taurus provides the steady nature. Cancer provides the caring heart. It's a match made in heaven for building trust and planning a future. It just feels remarkably safe.
Okay, that sounds lovely. But who is the worst match? Who should we swipe left on in March?
Leo.
The lion.
It's just, there's way too much friction this month. Leo is a fixed fire sign. Taurus is a fixed earth sign.
Fixed meaning stubborn.
Extremely stubborn. So you have two stubborn people locking horns. And Leo is just too demanding for the peaceful Taurus vibe this month.
Where exactly does it go wrong?
Early in the month, Venus in Aries makes Leo want fast action, bold moves, fire. But Taurus wants to take it slow and hide in the secret garden.
So it's a speed mismatch right off the bat.
Then you have the full moon in Virgo, making Taurus want to organize and clean and be practical, while Leo wants to play and be the center of attention.
The priorities mismatch.
And the final nail in the coffin is that Saturn clash on March 25th. Taurus needs to work hard and be intensely responsible. Leo might see this as boring and try to distract you. Come on, put the laptop away, let's go out.
And a Taurus trying to meet a Saturn deadline does not want to be distracted.
It causes massive frustration. Even with Mercury direct clearing up communication, Taurus might just not understand Leo's need for constant praise right now.
So what's the advice?
Focus on your own goals. Don't try to please the fiery Leo right now. It's an energy drain you simply cannot afford.
Great advice. Save the drama for another month.
Exactly. Just step away.
So let's summarize this whole journey. It's a massive month for Taurus.
It really is. We start with community and connection getting out there, dissolving those rigid boundaries. Then we have a very necessary mid-month period of deep rest, financial review, and finishing the hard tasks in the dark.
And if you do that,
If you do that, you are rewarded with a spectacular boost in confidence, love, and magnetism on March 30th when Venus comes home.
it's basically a hero's journey in 30 days.
It really is a complete narrative arc.
Before we go, I want to leave the listener with one final provocative thought to chew on. We've talked a lot about the good stuff, the Venus return, but let's go back to that hurdle.
The March 25th Sun and Saturn conjunction.
Right. It feels like the final boss battle of the video game before you win.
That's a great way to think of it. Because the reward on March 30th, that beautiful Venus homecoming, that feeling of being a god or goddess, isn't just handed to you freely, it's earned. March 25th is the test.
It's the entrance exam.
If you can handle the hidden responsibilities, if you can do the hard work when literally no one is watching, if you can clean the closet without needing applause, then the applause you receive on the 30th means so much more.
That is so powerful. Do the work in the dark so you can truly shine in the light.
Beautifully put. That is the essence of March 2026 for Taurus.
Well, thank you so much for analyzing the stars with us today here on Horoscope TV. We hope this analysis gives you the map you need to navigate the weird, wild waters of March 2026.
It was an absolute pleasure to break it all down.
If you found this helpful, please subscribe so you can get notified when the next episode is available. We'll be back to look at the next sign very soon. Until then, trust the stars.
And trust yourself.
Bye for now.